Hey, so I am just making a log. I tend to try and do that whenever I run into any issues that are not, the regular baseline issues that that I go through in this healing process. I am extremely sensitive to chemicals, um, synthetic chemicals, and fragrances. That's one reason that I don't go out many places because um, it tends to be a few days of recovery, but I've learned better how to navigate with it. So, yesterday I started to have a reaction to some fragrance that I was around, and some of I don't really know what it is, but like dryer sheets, you know, um, and smelling them. So I actually smelled them, and I immediately started burning. My face started to burn, and my breathing became a little more difficult. So I started getting a headache, and I knew that I'd been triggered, so to speak. So normally I just kind of get through it, but I got myself back to my house and took a shower and have just been resting and relaxing since. I did get a very good night's sleep, so that's a good sign. I did, take a few supplements. I took some cherry bark tincture this morning because my throat and my lungs are hurting quite a bit, but I feel good and I've been able to be active. I've had several days of, being able to function and be active. I've engaged in a lot of self love this morning. I did not want to get up and do anything, um, but I did get up and make a very quick breakfast of some greens and cucumber salad and a carob maca smoothie. So I am going to be making a few food items today to kind of get me through the next day or so. Um, I just, the biggest issue I have whenever I'm exposed to something like this chemically is a great amount of fatigue and and some fogginess. I have a lot of things that I would like to get involved in. I tried to do a little bit of reading last night, but that was a little difficult with the foggy feeling in my head. So sometimes I just have to remember that I just need to lounge and relax and do something like Netflix or what have you. But I'm still, you know, actively doing things cognitively and just basically trying to power through this. And I've been triggered this way enough times to know what I need to do in order to get back to feeling baseline, which is, for me, that I have a lot of energy by nature. I just have a lot of energy. I always have. So, um, part of this is a big lesson, and I try to learn grace through this through the difficult times that they're put here for me to experience for a reason. And a lot of this last few years and going through this healing process has been that I've learned to sit still and slow down and listen to my body and take care of what I need and learn my boundaries, um, and hold to those. It's unfortunate sometimes, like I would like to go hang out sometimes and do a few more things out, in public. And I have gotten much more involved in doing public things and trying new things and getting out and seeing friends, making connections and just being happy and enjoying my life. I've done a lot of that here lately, especially. So um, I know that I can navigate this and that, I can turn this into something that can work for me, and I can break out, kind of get out of this shell that a lot of us live in that have multiple chemical sensitivities and have really serious allergies. I know a lot of people that are very confined, um, as I've been, especially in the early part of my healing journey. And I know that I talk to a lot of people that are confined to bed and are not very functional. And I remember those days very well. It gives me a little bit of comfort whenever I do have to sit in bed, that I can remember how far I've come and that we just all have to keep on keeping on. It's really the only way through to the other side. I used to fight a lot through reactions and really try to power back a little bit too hard, a little bit too fast. And so even though I do keep on going and powering through it, I've learned a more gentle pace. And I think ultimately that's the next part of my healing journey is, as I've, been doing, attending to my stress and my environment and my happiness. So my happiness is quintessential to my healing. So for the next day or so, I'll be just kind of hanging out and waiting to get through this, what really is a pretty small reaction, but I'll just need a little bit of extra rest and some extra nutrition. So my self-love is allowing myself to be lazy, and that's what I'm going to do.